We're going to talk about our new updated fetal monitoring system here. Well, just the monitor has been updated, and our wireless telemetry, which is known as the Avalon cordless system. We're going to start by turning our fetal monitor on. You can see that this is off now. So when I turn the fetal monitor on and it goes through its internal checks, takes a minute to boot up, computerized, and that's what we have to do. You can see we've got a red off button here, should turn green once we finish going through our internal checks. And if it hasn't turned on, we'll just press the button to make it green to have it turn on. So we're going to take a look first here at the screen. We've had some changes here. A lot of you may have been working with this already and seen it. We have our silent button. We have our set marker, and that's like when you want to identify a mark on your fetal strip. We have our start stop for blood pressure, start stop for the paper. This is our home screen here. We're going to go next, monitor standby, blood pressure modes, paper advanced, pause alarms, tele info, stored data, main setup. Okay, we're going to go back. We talked about the set marker. We know what the blood pressure cuff does. We know what the paper does. Monitor standby. We'll just press that. What happens is the monitor goes silent, just hanging out there. Maybe your patient gets up, goes to the bathroom, and you just want to pause it. The paper's not going to run. Patient comes back. You want to connect her back to the monitor. Maybe she's not on the wireless telemetry. You just tap it. Paper will automatically run, and your screen comes back. Again, it's going to go to your home page. Let's talk a little bit about the NBP modes. So if you look, when you click that, start, stop, your grayed out, repeat, time your mode, we're on manual here, which means you have to keep pressing the NBP mode to get a blood pressure, actually on your first page. So we'll go to mode. We have manual, we have auto. We can set it how we want to do it. We can kind of just click and adjust. And then the next new piece is the sequence mode. When we select sequence, we'll click setup sequence. This is ideal for us for epidurals. So you've got phase A, where we're going to take a blood pressure 8 times in 2 minutes. Phase B, we're going to take a blood pressure 3 times every 5 minutes. Every 5 minutes. Phase C is 2 times every 15 minutes. And then phase D will be continuous for 30 minutes. It's going to flow into that so we don't have to keep going back and changing it. It's a really nice feature for us. We can set it up, and when we're ready to go, we just go back to our home screen and hit blood pressure monitor. Paper advance, you know why you'd want to advance your paper, feed it through, so on and so forth. And pause alarms. Anytime you want to silence your alarm or pause it, it's always going to be to the manufacturer defaults, but we can select pause alarms, and we just want to be mindful. When you pause it, it's giving us a time here. It was started at about 3 minutes, but we're not going to let it carry through. We'll just pause and it'll go away. Here's your tele info. I'm going to select that, and what I see here is what is docked in our base here. So your ultrasound is in there, it's charging up. If we were to use it now, we'd have 10 hours and 58 minutes. Our TOCO and maternal pulse is at 17 minutes and there we go, 49 seconds. You can see it's still charging and that it's not fully charged, even though the battery says that. Your ECG, IUP. IUP means intrauterine pressure, different from your intrauterine pressure catheter. What it's saying is it's just another way to pick up contractions, okay? So when I pick up, we'll take out the ultrasound. you can see that it's changed. This below is the docking station, and it's telling you where I picked it up from. And so here I am looking at this. Again, I've got the little telemetry symbol here, so it's working. Let's take out the toco and the maternal pulse, okay? As I've taken it out, it's changed. I'm on the wireless. If you look at these, there's no light on them, okay? But when you have them here in the docking station, we'll have a green light, okay? We're gonna come away from the telemetry. Want to go back to main setup, you can click that there, okay? And it'll tell you about your alarms, your patient demographics. We really don't put any information in here, okay? But just where your main setup is. Again, we want to leave everything to the factory default. We specialized our sequence of blood pressures and vital signs. So this patient's not admitted because I'm just in the room playing here, but it gives us the date and the time. We're coming up to daylight savings. We're going to have to adjust the time in the manual. It'll give you the instructions how to do that. When you're looking here, how nice is that? We just select the heart rate, and here comes the volume. Lower it, raise it, or shut it off. I'm just gonna leave it there. We're going to talk about the battery life and the charge that's in here on each disc. So when we're docked in, we have a green light here charging. A green light also means that we have 100% charge here. Let's take a look down at the monitor here, tele info. Okay, so again, we're going to look at our toco, our ultrasound, the EKG, and we have numbers here that tells us the charge in each disc. Okay, so now I want to take the ultrasound out, and you'll see that when I take it out, it changes here. Okay, I want to talk to the patient about this. Okay, I'm going to select the ultrasound, and then I want to tell them about the chime and the sound, because if I need them to come back because perhaps we're not monitoring the heart rate for the baby, or the toco may be flipped up and we're not getting our contractions anymore, we need the patient to come back to the room so we can adjust. We're just going to show them the monitor. We're going to come to the telemetry, select our piece. Here, press find, hear that little charm. We'll do it again, and we're going to watch the lavender light that shows up. We want to let the patient know that that's how we're going to communicate with them and ask them to come back to the room when they hear that little chime. So again, green is charging, nice amount of battery here. Our lights could change. When they change to yellow, we have a partial charge there. It's not a full charge. You've got some time with it. How would you find out how much time? You go back to your telemetry and you'll just pull it up and see how much time it's telling us here. We have a red light here. If it turns red, we're only going to have a little bit of time left, maybe a couple of minutes before the battery dies and we have no connection and we can't pick anything up. Okay, so just be mindful. You want to make sure that you're checking the times. What if one of these things, the battery did die and we have to switch it out? So we'll just pull this one out, okay? There it is. And we're just gonna say that it died. The battery is no longer. So I'm gonna click it, I'm gonna remove it, and then I'm gonna confirm it. And I've gone and I've gotten a new ultrasound, and I'm just gonna redock it. We're gonna watch here, and look at that. Here's my new ultrasound. So I look at it, I've got a green charge. I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna check to see my fetal heart rate 1. Yep, there it is, with a nice strong charge to it. We're gonna talk about using the internal electrode with our wireless telemetry. This is a feature that we didn't have with the last system. It's a nice upgrade. So let's just put this down for a second. Ordinarily, your monitor is set up like this. We're all connected And this is what you use for the wired system. But we're going to talk about wireless internal electrode. And so you disconnect, and then you connect. I don't know, I hope you can see what I'm doing. You just connect right here. And we're all good. We're going to take the internal electrode, this tip here, just like we've done before, and place it inside the cable there. Let's not forget, as excited as we might become using this new piece of equipment, that we still need the attachment electrode. We can either put this on mom's belly, we can put this on mom's leg, and it just allows mom to move a little bit more freely without getting tangled up in cables and cords, and we can make them a little bit more comfortable. So, nice little feature here. We're going to talk about monitoring twins with the ultrasound now. So what I have in the base here is the ultrasound, our toco, and the other piece for internal monitoring. I'm going to take out the ECG portion. I'm going to put it behind, okay? I'm going to go to my tele info. So I'm going to click that one. I'm going to remove it, and I'm going to confirm. So now I've got nothing in there. I'm bringing in another ultrasound for the second baby. In order to make it work, I have to dock it in the station. It's connected here. You look, I have 2 ultrasounds, a toco. I'm good to go. So then when I want to monitor my baby, I'll take it out. You'll see that it'll change. Perfect, that's what I want to do. And then I want to take the other ultrasound out. There they are. And I'm going to put them on the mom's belly. I'm going to pick up the heart rates. We're going to make sure that we have 2 separate heart rates. Okay? And then, of course, we don't forget the toco here. Okay? So just a last couple of points I'd like to make is that when we use our wireless telemetry, that's all we can use. We can't mix our wires with our wireless. So it's either wires or wireless, not a mix. We have this on our wonderful ring in our resource cabinet, quick tip guide, okay? What I didn't cover here was the different sounds that you have when you're using the system, but everything else was pretty much covered in this little video clip. If you have any questions, any comments, certainly reach out to your CSC or myself. I hope it was helpful.